Mia, can I ask you something?
Of course.
Where did my evening go?
That's a very big question.
No, seriously. Yesterday I got home at 6 o'clock, and somehow it was bedtime before I knew it.
What happened?
That's the strange part. Nothing. At least, nothing special.
Let's see. You got home at 6. Then what?
I changed into comfortable clothes.
Makes sense.
Then I made dinner.
Okay.
While I was eating, I checked my phone for a minute.
Just a minute.
Well, maybe a bit more than that.
I'm beginning to understand.
After dinner, I sat on the sofa. I watched one video, then another. Then I turned on the TV. Before I knew it, it was almost 10 o'clock.
Did you do anything you had planned to do?
Not really. That's why it feels so strange. The evening wasn't bad. It just disappeared.
I think a lot of people have evenings like that.
So why do they seem to pass so quickly?
That's exactly what we're going to talk about today. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Cozy English Corner. I'm Mia.
And I'm Jack. We're really happy you're here with us today.
In this episode, you'll learn natural English for talking about your evening routine and the things many of us do after work or school.
We'll also explore why some evenings seem to disappear from our memory, while others stay with us for years.
And, as always, we'll review today's useful expressions together in our cozy word tour near the end of the episode.
If you enjoy learning English through relaxed, real conversations, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to Cozy English Corner.
Now we'd like to ask you something. What's the very first thing you usually do when you get home in the evening?
Think about your answer, because by the end of today's conversation, you might see your evenings a little differently. So, let's investigate my missing evening.
Like detectives?
Exactly. The case of the disappearing evening.
All right, Detective Jack. Let's start at 6 o'clock. You opened the front door. Then what?
The first thing I did was take off my shoes.
Hey, very exciting beginning.
It gets better. I changed into my favorite sweatshirt and finally got comfortable.
That's a useful expression. When you get comfortable, you relax your body and feel cozy.
Exactly. After a long day, that's all I wanted. Then I made dinner. Nothing fancy, just something quick.
And while you were eating...
I picked up my phone.
Uh-oh.
I told myself I'd check one message. Then I started to scroll through social media.
Another great expression. To scroll through something means moving up and down on your phone to look at posts, photos, or videos.
One funny video became another, then another. Suddenly, I was watching someone build a tiny wooden house for a hamster.
That's very specific.
I don't even have a hamster.
The internet works in mysterious ways.
Apparently it does. After that, I turned on the TV. I watched one episode of a series. Then I made some tea, watched another episode. Before I knew it, I looked at the clock. 10:30.
And that was your whole evening?
Pretty much. I wasn't busy. I wasn't stressed. But somehow I still ran out of evening.
That's interesting. You keep saying you were relaxing.
Wasn't I?
I'm not so sure. I think you're confusing relaxing with recovering.
What's the difference?
Recovering is when you're tired and your body stops working. Relaxing is when your mind starts feeling calm again.
So you're saying they're not the same thing?
Watching videos can be fun. I do it too. But sometimes I finish watching and my brain still feels busy.
That's true. Sometimes I watch videos for an hour, and afterwards, I don't even remember what I watched.
When I really want to relax, I try to wind down instead.
That's a useful expression. To wind down means to slowly relax after a busy day.
For me, that might be making tea, listening to quiet music, or reading a few pages of a book.
See, that's where we're different. If I read a book after work, I fall asleep after 3 pages.
Maybe that's not such a bad thing.
Fair point. What about you? Can you always switch off after work?
Definitely not. I wish I could.
Switch off. I like that expression too. To switch off means to stop thinking about work or other worries so you can really relax.
Exactly. Some evenings it's easy. Other evenings, my mind keeps making tomorrow's to-do list.
Mine does that too, even when I'm sitting on the sofa.
So maybe there isn't one perfect way to spend an evening.
Probably not. Everyone relaxes differently.
That's what I think.
You know what's strange, though?
What?
The evenings I remember best weren't relaxing at all.
Really?
When I think about the last few years, I don't remember the evenings I spent watching TV.
What do you remember?
That's the interesting part. They're completely different.
Now you've made me curious. Tell me about one of them.
The first one that comes to mind happened last autumn. A friend asked if I could help him move to a new apartment. Honestly, after work, I wanted to say no. I was tired.
But you went anyway.
I did. We carried heavy boxes for almost 3 hours. By the end, my back hurt and my feet were tired.
That doesn't sound relaxing at all.
It wasn't. But afterwards, we ordered pizza, sat on the floor because there wasn't any furniture yet, and laughed about all the things that had gone wrong. For some reason, I remember that evening perfectly.
What else do you remember?
Cooking dinner with my sister one weekend. The food wasn't amazing. We forgot one ingredient. The kitchen was a mess. But we laughed the whole evening.
Sometimes those are the best meals.
And one more. A few months ago, I was walking home when it suddenly started raining. Instead of running, I just kept walking. When I finally got home, I was completely soaked.
That sounds cold.
It was. But every time it rains now, I think about that evening.
That's interesting. None of those evenings were especially peaceful.
Exactly. None of them looked perfect. But somehow I remember every little detail.
You know, I have one like that too. Last winter, the electricity went out for a couple of hours. I couldn't watch TV, I couldn't use my computer. So my family lit some candles, made hot chocolate, and we spent the evening talking.
Sometimes we need the lights to go out before we really notice the people around us.
Maybe. What's funny is that I don't remember what we talked about. I just remember how it felt.
So why do we remember evenings like these, but forget dozens of ordinary ones?
Maybe meaningful evenings aren't always the most relaxing ones. Maybe they're the ones where we're fully present.
I like that idea.
Let's imagine something together.
Okay.
And everyone listening can join us. Picture this. It's 10 o'clock in the evening. You've finished work. You've had dinner. Tomorrow is another busy day. You have time for just one more thing before bed.
Only one? That's difficult.
Exactly. So don't answer too quickly. Think about it for a moment. Would you watch one more episode of your favorite show? Read 10 pages of a book? Call a friend? Go for a short walk? Or simply go to bed early?
A few months ago, I would have chosen another episode without thinking.
Really?
Absolutely. I'd tell myself just one more. Then suddenly it would be midnight.
There's a very useful expression for that. Stay up late.
To stay up late means not going to bed until a later time than usual. I became very good at that.
I'm sure you did.
What about you? Which one would you choose?
Honestly, I'd probably call it a day.
Already?
Yes, I know it sounds boring. But after a long day, a good night's sleep usually makes tomorrow much better.
That's another useful expression. To call it a day means deciding you've done enough and it's time to stop working or doing something.
Exactly. Sometimes stopping is the smartest decision.
I still find that difficult. If I'm enjoying a film or reading an interesting article, I always want 5 more minutes.
And how often is it really just 5 minutes?
Almost never.
I thought so.
You know what's interesting? None of those choices is wrong. Watching a film isn't bad. Reading isn't automatically better.
I agree. Maybe the better question isn't, what's the perfect evening?
Maybe it's this. Which choice would tomorrow you appreciate the most?
I think that's a question worth asking every evening.
You know, I think I finally understand what was bothering me yesterday.
What was it?
It wasn't that my evening was too short. Maybe I don't need longer evenings. Maybe I just need to notice them more.
I really like that.
Yesterday wasn't a bad evening. I was just on autopilot for most of it.
I think we've all had evenings like that. Sometimes we spend the whole time thinking about tomorrow instead of enjoying today.
Or we keep looking for the perfect way to relax.
When maybe there isn't one.
Exactly. Helping a friend move wasn't relaxing. Cooking with my sister wasn't peaceful. Walking home in the rain definitely wasn't comfortable.
But you were completely there.
Yes, I remember those evenings because I was actually living them.
That reminds me of something. People often say they want to get a good night's sleep.
That's another useful expression. To get a good night's sleep means sleeping well so you wake up feeling rested.
And a good night's sleep is important. But I think a good evening is about more than just sleeping well.
I agree. A good evening isn't always the most productive one. It isn't always the most relaxing one either.
Sometimes it's simply the evening where you were fully present.
Maybe that's why some evenings stay with us, long after they've ended.
It's time for our cozy word tour.
And today we're going to revisit our evening together.
Let's start with get comfortable. Remember when you came home from work?
The first thing I did was change into my favorite sweatshirt and sit on the sofa.
To get comfortable means to relax your body and feel cozy.
For example, when I get home, I like to get comfortable before I make dinner.
Next is scroll through.
That was the moment my evening started to disappear.
To scroll through means moving up and down on your phone to look at posts, videos, or photos.
Sometimes you plan to spend 2 minutes and 20 minutes disappear instead.
Then we talked about wind down.
That's something you're much better at than I am.
Maybe. To wind down means to slowly relax after a busy day. For me, that's often a cup of tea and some quiet music.
Next is switch off.
That's not about turning off a light.
It means stopping your mind from thinking about work or tomorrow's problems. I still need more practice with that one.
Then came stay up late.
The famous just one more episode.
To stay up late means going to bed later than usual.
We've probably all done that at least once.
Or more than once.
Probably.
After that, we had call it a day.
That means deciding you've done enough and it's time to stop.
Sometimes that's exactly what we need.
And finally, get a good night's sleep.
It means sleeping well so you wake up feeling rested and ready for a new day.
7 useful expressions.
And one simple reminder.
A good evening isn't about doing more.
It's about being there while it's happening.
You know, I'd like to go back to the question I asked at the beginning.
The one about your disappearing evening?
Exactly. I asked, where did my evening go?
And now?
I don't think it disappeared. Maybe I just wasn't really there.
I like that. Sometimes we're so busy thinking about tomorrow that we forget today's evening is happening right now.
Maybe I don't need longer evenings after all. Maybe I just need to notice them more.
I think that's a lovely thought to end on. Before we go, we'd like to ask you one last question. What's one thing you'd like to notice more in your evenings?
Maybe it's a conversation, a walk, a good book, or simply a few quiet minutes without your phone.
Thank you so much for spending part of your evening with us here at Cozy English Corner.
If you enjoyed today's conversation, we'd really appreciate it if you liked the video and subscribed to the channel.
And tell us in the comments, what's your favorite way to spend a peaceful evening?
Tonight, I'm going to put my phone away a little earlier.
Not because you have to,
but because I don't want another evening to disappear without me noticing it.
Until next time, keep learning, enjoy the little moments, and stay cozy.
Bye, everyone.